Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. Thank you for joining us here on Local 22 News. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Courtney Adelman.
President Donald Trump's campaign continues to file lawsuits and legal challenges throughout the country over the results of the presidential election. Local 22's Libby Faro tells us there was a significant difference how the parties cast their ballot. Libby?
Well, good morning, ladies. Politico says that more Democrats have voted by mail than Republicans in this year's election. But many are now concerned with the integrity of those votes. President Donald Trump and his team have launched a full-on legal battle in Michigan, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, and Pennsylvania. Judges in Georgia and Michigan have dismissed the Trump campaign's legal challenges.
We think there's going to be a lot of litigation because we have so much evidence, so much proof, and it's going to end up perhaps at the highest court in the land.
But one Vermont official is speaking out about that. We reached out to Secretary of State Jim Condos. He couldn't speak in person, but he gave us a quote. He says, in quote, "The president and his team have failed to produce any real evidence demonstrating voter fraud, which is why many of his lawsuits attempting to halt the counting of legitimately cast ballots have been tossed by the courts."
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country.
Condos added every state has different processes and procedures governing the receipt and counting of ballots, including ballots from American voters serving overseas in our military. The election process does not end the second the polls close on election night, and election officials around the country are following applicable state laws to receive and count any ballots legitimately cast by voters that meet the criteria for those votes to count. Regardless of the situation, mail-in ballots are a part of our election. Now, we're left to wonder, are they part of our future? We went ahead and asked viewers about their faith in the voting system, and here are the results and things we asked. The first question being, I trust mail-in voting results will be accurate across the nation. 35.6% said yes, and 55.9% said no. 8.5% weren't sure. The second one was, I would like to see mail-in voting become a voting norm in future elections. 33.9% said yes, and 59.3% said no. 6.8% said they weren't sure. And finally, the last question, I think the nation's current voting system needs to be changed. 62.7% said yes, and 27.1% said no. 10.2% were left unsure. Live in the newsroom, Libby Farrell, Local 22 News. Back to you, ladies.